welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm Yosha and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. And after flying twice on Frontier for an international flight, I decided to come to you with a review to let y'all know my honest opinion about flying Frontier Airlines. If you're new here, I'm Yosha. I do real talk, lifestyle, and reviews. You are gonna love it here, so go ahead, hit the subscribe button, get this video a thumbs up, share this with your friends, your family, your people that are interested in flying for the low, and so that the algorithm can know that this is a helpful video. So my first experience with Frontier was in October. I went on a solo trip to Cancun, Mexico. I found a direct flight and it cost me $498. That included my carry-on and my travel insurance. And it was a flight that took me from Atlanta to Cancun without any stops. I have been flying on Delta and Southwest. Delta wanted about $1,000 for the trip. And because I knew I was going to Cancun again a few weeks after the trip by myself because I was going for a wedding, I just could not do $1,000 for a trip. I just felt like it was too much. I decided to take a chance with Frontier. I posted it here on YouTube. I posted it on my TikTok. Folks was like, girl, let me know when you get there. It was actually surprisingly a smooth experience. My first flight, I got aisle seats and they randomly picked my seat. I know that's not the case for everyone. On my way back, I met a girl who they picked her seat. She was in the middle. The other thing I'll say is they are more of a stickler when it comes to the bags. When you fly Delta or American, anyone that includes the one carry-on for free, you have to be mindful that they will let you bring a big ass book bag as your personal item and they don't really trip over it. But when it comes to Frontier, when they say personal, they mean like a laptop bag or a little small purse. Sometimes if you have a book bag, they're gonna make you sit it in a machine so they can weigh it and see how much it weighs. If they feel like it weighs too much, they're gonna try to charge you for a carry-on bag. So my opinion is that it's best to go ahead and add that carry-on bag to your fees at the beginning when you are booking. That way you can save the most money. When you are booking with Frontier, everything is separate. So you don't get anything included with that base price. That base price that you see, that $300 to Cancun, is literally just for the flight itself. Then you have to select your seat, your bags, your insurance. You can do your flexibility if you want to be able to change the flight for free. You select all of that when you're putting your package together. When I did my flights the first time, I just said carry-on and insurance, randomly select my seat. I feel like it's stupid to pay for a seat if you don't have to. Now, if you're flying with friends or your boyfriend, your husband, like I did the second time, then yes, you want to pay for a seat. The best way to save is to book those add-ons early. You can either book them the day you book the flight and pay it that day, get it out the way, or you could just book it a month or 2 months, a week beforehand, and it gives you that ability to kind of split the cost up over time. Seats range between $24 and $60. You can get a seat in the front for like $27 though. And when I say the front, I mean like the first 8 rows. Paying an extra $27 to get a seat in the front on the aisle, that seems like a no-brainer to me if you know you're going with people and you care about where you're seated. Or if you're just at a point where you're like, I don't like window seats anymore, or I don't like middle seats anymore, so I'm going to pay for my seat so I don't have to sit in the middle because I know I don't want to do that. The service was good. The plane ride was fine. It was smooth. I have no complaints about that first experience. I let them select my seat because I was flying by myself. They gave me an aisle seat. I love aisle seats because I usually will get up and go to the bathroom, so I don't like having to say, excuse me, can I go by you? I had leg room. The staff was friendly. Of course, there were no bells and whistles. There wasn't a padded seat. I didn't get any free, you know, pretzels or Biscuit cookies, but I didn't need all that. You know, the flight was like 2 hours, if that. We left a few minutes late because they had some issues with the lines. So, but we still ended up arriving early. So, honestly, my first experience was not bad. So, based on that first experience, I would say these are my tips, especially if you're in Atlanta. Their Atlanta lines are disorganized. You need to arrive 3 hours early or more. So I did that. I arrived 3.5 hours early. The line was long. The way they had the line set up is they had a domestic line and they had a domestic and international line. My feedback for Frontier is that they should have an international line and a domestic line, or an international line and 2 domestic lines. And I say that because it was kind of disorganized to have all these different people that are going to all these different places in the same line, and then only have like 3 people at the counter. The other thing is the Atlanta airport staff, as well as the Frontier agent that is there in the middle with the Atlanta airport staff, is giving people information that is conflicting. Delta has its own terminal at the Atlanta airport. Everybody else is on that second terminal. So do not let anyone trick you and make you go to the wrong side, because that could cause you to miss your flight. The other thing is, if you arrive early, you have more time to wait in line. Those lines can be super long, and it may take you an hour just to get to the line. The other problem is Frontier's boarding passes have errors at times. I will pop a overlay on the screen of what I'm talking about. If you can, go on the internet browser on your phone or on the computer and try to print your boarding pass yourself before you get there. Please note, if you are going international, you will not be able to do this step because of the requirements of the law for international flight. You will go to the counter and they will print it for you, and they will not charge you. I know it says they will, but they will not. They cannot charge you because their app has an error message. You can just bring that screenshot up there. Look, I tried to do it. It didn't work. It's saying I have to come up here. They will print it for free. If you are domestic, I don't know if they're gonna print it for free unless you can prove it with the error message. So my advice is to print your boarding pass before you get there. Print it at work. Have someone else print it for you. If you try to do it at the airport, you may run into issues. In Cancun, when we were coming back, the Wi-Fi was horrible. If you don't have hotspot, if you don't have mobile service, hello, you're going to have to go to the counter. And on my second trip, that line took over an hour to get through. So that's where arriving early is going to be your best friend, as well as being proactive. Now, if you're doing a domestic flight, then you could just try to print yours yourself before you get there through the browser, not the app, but the browser. It's not going to work when you try to do it in the app. The bathrooms were clean. The service was good. The people on the plane were nice, friendly. On my second and first trip, they were shouting out birthdays, anniversaries, weddings. You know, they tried to make it fun. It was not a bad experience at all, and I saved $500. So I was really happy about that. The main thing that I would point out is just the issues with the boarding passes not working and the disorganization with the lines. Like, if they could get that together, it would be pretty on par with American or Southwest. So overall, I would say that if you are looking for a cost-efficient flight, that I would still recommend Frontier, with the understanding that you may have to take a few extra steps to make sure that you get on your flight on time. I didn't have any issues with my flight being canceled. I didn't have any issues with me missing the flight or anything like that. It's just a matter of understanding that it's some dysfunction in the airport, on top of them kind of not being organized with the lines. Price is my #1 benefit, and I would say the customer service on the plane with the staff was also really good. Lastly, I would just say, if you're gonna fly Frontier, JetBlue, or Spirit, you need to go into it with an open mind. You cannot have, you know, champagne taste on a beer budget. So I did not go into Frontier expecting it to be Delta. Delta is Delta for a reason. Delta is the Publix of flights for a reason. So you can't go into it expecting it to be like Delta. It's not. They're not giving you snacks for free. They actually did give a birthday girl a shot for free. So they try. But it gives very much like, I would say maybe Walmart. Well, no, I won't even say Walmart, because Walmart can be a little ghetto. The plane experiences were not ghetto. It was just the disorganization prior to getting there. If the flight is short, and by short I mean under 4 hours or up to 4 hours, I would say go for it. If it is the cheapest flight you can get, it's direct, and you're gonna be enjoying yourself once you get there, I say go for it. I'm gonna leave you all to the comment section. Let me know if you've ever flown Frontier. Help my viewers out that are gonna come across this video. Let them know what you think. They also have this new membership where you can fly all year for $600. Read the fine print though, because it's a fine print. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.